Once you've used really high quality LED lighting, you'll rarely want to go back to just the headlight again. Now we have a lot of applications, we have plug and play systems, and we have bike specific mounts for all kinds of bikes. In this video we're going to look at the possibilities for an adventure bike. Let's look at your typical adventure bike and consider the mounting options. Well, this is not your typical adventure bike. It's our company owned test bed, and yes, we have one of everything bolted to this poor suffering GS. But that's okay. It gives you an idea of what's possible with our mounting kits. But before we get into that, know that the Denali lights, being waterproof and then the smaller versions very light and compact, lend themselves to creativity on your part. All come with flexible mounting brackets that accept an 8mm bolt. Now you'll probably find a few of these on your bike, many of which will work just fine as a light mount. Generally though, you'll want the light somewhere at or above the front axle and no higher than the handlebars unless you plan to use these lights just off-road. Now, placing them very high makes it difficult to aim them effectively without blinding drivers of oncoming cars. You'll also want some distance from the light to the headlight so that they don't blend together and you maximize conspicuity on the road. Now, you may find an 8mm bolt in a good place but cannot quite get the angle to work with the basic mount. Now, we also have fender mount systems that pick up the 5mm or 6mm screws that go into your fender right into the fork. It's a great place to mount the small lights low on the bike for conspicuity. You think conspicuity is important? We do too. We also have a variety of tube mount kits that clamp around, well, tubes. These range in size from a 22 to 29mm all the way up to a big 60mm, meaning that you can clamp the light to a crash bar, a fork tube, anything on the bike that's tubular. It's a great opportunity to mount the lights where it really works for you. It's a good opportunity also to let your imagination run wild, but not too wild, okay? If you don't want to get creative, try one of our bike-specific mounts. We have them for nearly 100 applications. These are developed in-house and use existing mounting points on your motorcycle. And as you can see from our overly bright GS, there's no reason you can't combine mounting schemes. In fact, it's very effective to mount our small DMs and our D2s down low on the fork. Then you can place sets like the DR1, the D4, or the D2 higher on the bike with a model-specific mount. One set is ideal for conspicuity, the other location is good for long-distance illumination. So the last thing, let's talk about aiming your Denali lights. You start by aiming the lights directly forward. So to get there, measure from the distance from the mounted light to the ground, transpose that distance on a wall, say 20 feet from the bike. Turn on the lights and see how close you got. Now to make sure you're accurate, sit on the bike with a normal luggage load. You want to make sure the pitch of the bike is correct before you do any adjusting. You want to make sure the spot is right in the center of that dot. If you need to see left and right, you can drape a towel over one of the other lights to see how they're doing individually. The next step is to go ride. Now you might want to experiment a little bit with the aiming to optimize long distance illumination or to maybe reduce glare for oncoming motorists. Remember that Denali lights with the narrow optics are meant for spot illumination, while those with standard or optional wider optics are really meant to cast a wider spread of light. Each is a compromise, but definitely better than your bike's headlight. So to see the whole line of Denali lights and the mounting options, visit TwistedThrottle.com.